Hello everybody, welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena deck. This one I'm particularly excited about. I'm recording this following the Neon Dynasty Championship weekend, which was won by an Orzhov Ventures deck. There were quite a few Orzhov Ventures decks, obviously loads of Naya Runes decks. I wanted to cover a deck from that championship that didn't get much attention. It didn't do particularly well, as I don't think it is literally the most competitive deck. However, it is quite a decent deck on ladder or against other decks that don't have too many answers, and it's using a couple of cards that I've really wanted to use since both Alchemy and Kamigal came out. So quick run through the deck. This is a Selesnya tokens deck designed by Tanner Lange, I believe is his name, and yeah, full credit goes to him on the deck build. But basically, we're running 4 Suntail Squadrons, which is 2 and 2 white alchemy cards. So conjure a card named Suntail Hawk into your hand. If you have fewer than 7 cards in hand, repeat this process. So it basically fills your hand with 1/1 for 1 flying Suntail Hawks. It also using Mirror Box, which is a new card from Kamigal Neon Dynasty. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control. Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1, and each non-token creature you control gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with the same name as that creature. So allows us to play multiple of the same legendary creature or planeswalker or anything else, but in this deck, creature. It buffs them a little bit and also gives them a buff for each other one of the same creature. So there's a very nice synergy between these two cards, Mirror Box and Suntail Squadron, because each Suntail Hawk we put in is going to give each of the others a boost, and obviously we're going to have a lot of them because we plan to be casting Suntail Squadron when our hand is relatively empty. Other cards we're using are all sort of known cards, but one that is lesser used, I would say, in competitive decks is Torrhen's Fist of the Angels. It's 1, a green and a white for a legendary creature human cleric. It's a 2/2 and has training. In other words, it put a 1/1 on it if it attacks with a creature with greater power, and whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 green and white human soldier creature token with training. So basically, this is also a very nice pair with Suntail Squadron, as we should be dumping a bunch of Suntail Hawks onto the battlefield, each one then creating another 1/1 human soldier, which can create a whole bunch of go-wide creatures to swing at the opponent with. This pairs well with basically the standard-ish white-green Lifegain package. So Lunar Veteran, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, gain 1 life. The same trigger off of Prosperous Innkeeper, and then we have a couple of payoffs for all that life gain. Voice of the Blessed, everyone will know and love, and then Trelasara Moondancer, again, very common in the sort of green-white life gain decks. Things that could be slightly unusual is Catilda Dawnheart Prime, 4 copies of. Obviously, having 4 copies of Legendary is no problem in this deck due to the Mirror Box. Catilda Dawnheart Prime gives us an outlet for all of the extra creatures we're going to have. We can turn into mana and then put 1/1 counters on all of them to boost up our board to go for that kind of final swing. And then Guardian Evangel, again, this is an alchemy card. It's quite used in quite a few competitive decks at the moment, but basically allows us to tap down the opponent's creatures, and also we get a new copy of it to cast for each one we cast that turn, which pairs again well with Torrens. It pairs well with Mirror Box, and it allows us to sort of get through a couple of big creatures by tapping them down and swinging with our team. Then we've got 2 copies of Tamiyo's Safekeeping, which is target permanent you control against hexproof and indestructible until end of turn and gain life for 1 green. So it's basically a life gain tokens go wide deck. I had great fun playing a couple of games with it on the ladder. I think what I'm going to do today is run into a standard event with it, see how far we get, and just try and display some of the kind of paths through the deck, the way it plays out and the synergies it has. It has so many synergies, I've only listed a few here, and when you get playing I keep finding more and more the more I play. So going to give this deck a run through today. Again, credit to Tanner Lange for putting this deck together, and yeah, we're going to have a bit of fun with it in a standard event. Okay, let's queue up for game 1. See if we can properly display some of the actual decent combos and path lines through this deck. Game 1's a right mixed bag in these Alchemy events, especially at the moment because everyone's playing their championship decks. So, okay, we've got a couple of Lifegain triggers. We've got no Lifegain payoff here, but I think it's just about keepable anyway. Blossoming Sands out first, just because we don't have any payoff, so no point holding on to it. Get the Innkeeper in. Don't want to play the Veteran out with the treasure, no point. So against red-white dragons. Could be a slightly painful deck for us, as we don't have any removal. So, we just need to draw a payoff for the Lifegain. That's not ideal. I think so. We've got 5. Don't want to show my Evangel yet, because next time we can get 3 out of them. But what we do want is to trigger a couple of these human soldiers to be created as a bit of a threat on the board, as well as obviously generating a whole load more life. So there we go. I just worry about the potential Goldspan Dragon or whatever's coming next. White Dragon. Okay. That is slightly irritating, as I would have liked to have trained my other ones with that, but okay, we've got another one. So I think we will play these out now. Tap this down. Gain a whole bunch of life. Nothing left to tap. Get the last one out. And then let's do a little bit of damage. Obviously next turn we can hit for a whole lot more, because all of these will train. If we swing with these, this will train. Opponent's not going to be silly and swing though, as we're on 39 life. Don't see Dragon's Disciple very often. Okay, this is a very funky version of the red-white Dragons deck, the Thermo Alchemist. Very interesting. Okay, this should help. This should help a lot. Okay. We'll swing with everything. Obviously the opponent has plenty of good blocks here, but they've also got quite a few not good blocks, so only got 4 good blocks. So we're still getting him for 8 plus 6. That's actually lethal. Okay. Opponent decided not to block with the Fearsome Whelp there. They could have saved themselves, but that's a bit of a alchemy event type of play. Okay, we saw this deck go off a bit there. It looked like it could be in trouble, but just that shows how the Evangel is such a good value card in this deck. All right, let's try again. Okay, 1 win, 0 losses. Next game. They tend to get harder from here on, so let's see. Okay, we're on the draw, but we've got a Lifegain trigger and a Lifegain payoff, so I'm happy. What colour are we playing against? White. Okay. white and green. So it's Selesnya. Okay, enchantments. Get our Lifegain trigger down. See if this is a Naya Runes or just Selesnya enchantments. Yes, it's Naya Runes, I think. Obviously have to take that one. Yeah, we'll keep the Trelasar on top because we've got a mirror box in hand. Oops, we definitely don't want to attack that. Opponent probably would have let it through. They'd assume it's some kind of wild combat trick. Okay, Britain has got their Naturalist and Runeforged Champion combo down, which is dangerous for us, so they can play all their runes for free. For those who don't know, Runeforged Champion allows you to pay 1 rather than the mana cost for runes, and this reduces all enchantments by 1, so they become free. So basically, until they stop drawing runes with their runes, they keep playing runes. Unfortunately, giving lifelink, trample and haste along the way. Okay, I think it's probably worth taking out this Naturalist. I don't want to give up my Trelasar, but I don't really have a choice. We can't just take all that damage. Okay, we definitely don't want another land. And I'll put the mirror box in. No attack in case we need a blocker for a creature. Okay, they did have another Naturalist. This is looking bad. See how many runes they got. They've got 1 obviously from the champion, but it's whether they draw more. So that is 11 incoming. I think we'll take it. Life is a resource. And yeah, that's game. We haven't got anything we can do about this. Okay, we fell foul to the power of Naya Runes going first on us there, but we'll try again. Okay, 1 win, 1 loss. Let's see if we can get another win here. Against Raymond. I don't think we can really keep a 1 land hand. Thank you, Land Smoother. Okay, this is better. I'll ditch one of these. Let's see, if we draw a white land now, no. I would say we could hold on to the Blossoming Sands, but we haven't, so we'll play it out. Okay, mono white. This is the kind of deck I actually want to be playing against, I think, because, oops, I meant to play this. Oh, messed that one up. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, actually, rather they take the Trelasar in this case, because we've got another payoff card. We don't have another trigger card. So the opponent hasn't got any more removal creatures. We just need to be able to stem the bleeding a bit until we can get the deck going. Yeah, that's what I'd expect them to take there. Can't block the Stonebinders anymore, but at least Thalia can't attack. Okay, we've got 2 turns worth of Evangels to come down, so that's nice. Don't think it matters. I'm not going to get to 4 counters on the voice this turn, so I'm not attacking with it now. As I wanted to block. We're definitely not beat down yet, but we will be at some point. Okay. Problem is now we're going to end up double spelling if we cast this, which will then allow the brute to flip and take our Voice of the Blessed, which I don't really want. So I won't cast that at the moment. Opponent could obviously double spell themselves, but let's make them have it. Okay, they don't. Okay, this is nice. We can Suntail Squadron in their turn. Okay, we're obviously going to be double spelling now, but it's less of an issue because we'll have a whole bunch of 1/1s. So the problem is, maybe I want to Evangel to tap this down so that the Voice of the Blessed can actually get in for a hit before it gets removed. I think that is what I want to do, although it's a slight waste of the Evangel. Actually, it's not that much of a waste. I can just use this. We're going to be flying, so keep putting the Evangels in, may as well. Keep the handful of Suntail Hawks. I suppose I should have tapped down the brute, paid the 3 life to do 6 to the opponent. Would have been worth it. Well, we've got a lot of them now. We lose our Voice of the Blessed for now, but that's okay. We've got a big enough board now. Okay, I suppose we let our opponent take another one of our creatures. Just means if we do draw a mirror box, we're in golden shape. If we attack with the Evangels, we're losing 3 for nothing, so it's not really a good attack right now. They'll probably take 1 here, but this Brutal Cathar is becoming a very juicy target for a destroy. Sadly, we don't have any in the deck. Okay, this is nice. We'll just single spell for now. Okay, opponent's seen the writing on the wall there. Don't know if that was an early concede by them, but yeah, 2-1. We'll try again. Okay, next game. So we're 2-1 up at the moment. So we've got both a trigger and a payoff, so we'll keep. Can't put the trigger in turn 1, unfortunately, because of this green land, but doesn't matter too much. Get the both veterans down, which will give us a 4/4 when we play this out next time. And we'll be able to, most importantly, we'll be able to protect Trelasara with the safekeeping. So, looks like a good starting hand. Obviously, if the opponent does have some kind of efficient board wipe or removal for this, then we're in trouble. But let's see. Okay. Hopefully the opponent generates blood and then tries to sacrifice their harvester to target our Trelasara. That's a nice top. And in turn there. I mean, the nice thing about having so many legendaries in this deck is that you can pretty much always play Boseiju for 1. Not that we want to kill a blood with it, but I mean, when there is something we want to, it's nice to have. Something like that, for example. Although I don't really want to be ramping my opponent at this point, getting rid of the Fable of the Mirror Breaker is nice. Okay, so we'll put in the Voice of the Blessed to get the Lifegain triggers, get Trelasara up to a 6/6, and then attack. Don't want that because we haven't got a mirror box yet. I think I will take a land because it lets us Suntail Squadron, which is going to give us a whole bunch of life triggers to use, and we've got 2 payoffs and 2 triggers, so well worth it at this point. Just got to bait our opponent into using 1 destroy on one of these. No, that's the Suntail Squadron gone out of our hand, but never mind. Okay, Okay, we can protect their voice here. At least then they've paid their Blood Tithe Harvester for nothing, and we can ditch this land that we no longer need. Unfortunately, having a Death Toucher means Trelasara becomes a little less useful. Okay, we've got a Mirror Box. Boost our Trelasara by 1. I would say we just hold on for now. We're in no immediate rush to make this trade, even though obviously it would free this up to attack. This can attack with one more creature to play, so we can hold on for now. Keep Trelasara as just a scrying engine for now. Obviously what worries me is the opponent has 4 cards and we have none, but we do have far more power on the board, so okay. Implies to me the opponent needs the treasure for something. They need the attack trigger. I see.
No secret. Thanks. I'll be taking that now.
Could need the treasure as well, but mostly just so they didn't have to discard. Okay, Rahilda, we're not threatened by. That's okay. Wish we had one more land, but we'll have to play this now. Because we can tap down the Connoisseur, and then the opponent has to block with Rahilda, has to block Trelasara. We'll keep that as a life gain trigger. Because this is 15 damage, so we can attack with the Veteran as well for the extra 1. So that's 7 left for the opponent. So when we play our creature next turn, even Voice of the Blessed becomes lethal. Unless they have a way of dealing with it. Opponent's playing the Grixis pile from the World Championships. Yeah, that's fine. Might buy them a turn, but
Our eyes are everywhere.
we're mostly trying to use our flyer to get through for the win here anyway, so I'll get this in. Obviously both of these become 2/2s because of Mirror Box. We don't want to land at this point, even though we've only got 3. Yeah, just attacking with this. Obviously they don't have to block, they can go to 1, but that is quite a dangerous road, given that this has go wide potential. Opponent choosing not to attack with their 1/1 to not have to discard. Okay, Harvester in play, so they've got 3 bloods, so they can kill this if it's 6 at the moment. If they can generate 1 more blood and tap the Harvester, they could kill off the Voice. Okay, we'll remove that option from them. Yes, please. Basically, we just want creatures on top to keep creating life gain triggers. If we can get this to 10 counters, then we basically win. So, as this opponent's not going to have any exile in this deck, or I don't think they do. We're under no land pressure here, so I'd rather not go back one of my 3. And unless they've drawn a way to deal with this Voice of the Blessed, we win at this point. They can do a draw and discard with Kaito to find a solution. I can't remember how many flat destroys this deck is using, but that's interesting. Okay, combination to get rid of it. However, the opponent is on 1, and we have 5 creatures and they have 3, so we don't have any cards in our hand. So that is, they can create 1 more creature. I see. Yeah, it's 5/5.
Bet you can't catch us.
So this will be blocked by this. Yeah, not worth attacking for us at the moment. However, Torrens is going to help us go wide to get the win here. I only want creatures at this point. That'll do. Any creature will do. So Guardian Evangel would be my top choice, but I just want a creature, to be honest. See what the opponent can draw to get them out of this. Obviously they've got quite a lot of filtering with Kaito plus their blood supply, but most things aren't going to win them the game from this point. It's working out for them what to keep. Makes sense. Probably plus Kaito just to bin something and increase the loyalty. They know they needed a creature because we're on 6 creatures and they were on 5. Obviously we're going to start generating creatures a lot quicker than they can with Torrens. And they have filtering through the top of their library, but we do too with Trelasara. It's kind of nice because it can kill off one of the connoisseurs, but no, not particularly useful. Again, can give us a nice save for Trelasara, but I'm not particularly no particular use. That's better. Okay. Opponents realise that we're going to get to our answer before they do, and gives up 3 for 1 at the moment. Let's try again. Okay, so we played 4, 3 wins. Let's see what happens in game number 5 against Lord Eric. So we do not have a Lifegain trigger, and our lands aren't very good, so I think this is a mulligan. This one doesn't have a Lifegain trigger, but I do have a single one, so I think we'll keep for now. I think what I'm going to do is play this out into Trelasara and then take a trigger of Trelasara with the Sands if she survives 1 turn. Just to try and get us that Lifegain trigger. We need the extra scry if we can get there, see if she survives. I mean, even if she doesn't, we've got another one. Flying Vampire Stick. Okay, we've already found the Lifegain trigger, so yeah, we'll play out the Innkeeper. That gives us access to Tamiyo's safekeeping if we need it. Torrens. Yeah, that's a keep. We also have access to Boseiju if we need it. Can't think what the opponent would be playing that would require that, but just in case. Obviously a welcoming vampire represents lots of value for the opponent, so I'm going to have to beat them down quickly, but we do have the cards come in to be able to do that. Okay, opponent holding back a Bloodcaster. Don't mind taking 2. Brushstroke. Interesting. We'll play this out. As we're more in need of land than we are anything else. Yeah, we'll put the Torrens in. I think I want to hold open safekeeping at the moment rather than play the Voice of the Blessed, but it is close. That is actually very nice though. That's changed my mind, because the thing is we're out of meat hook range of Trelasara, so even if they kill off one of these creatures, hopefully we'll still have the other, and we might as well grow as fast as we can to fight this Blood Artist value with the welcoming vampire. Okay, giving up the Bloodcaster. That's a good sign, I think, because that would imply that they're probably not sweeping the board. Otherwise they'd want to hold on for the value for a meat hook, for example. They are only 1 off of a Blood on the Snow now, so it's important that we keep safekeeping open now. Okay, didn't actually see a path of peril coming. That explains their actions. That's my bad, I didn't even think about that as an option. Don't see that card as often as you'd think you might. I think I'll play out Trelasara. Don't have the life gain triggers now to go with it though, so it's slightly worrying. Okay, opponent's getting quite a few cards, which is worrying. It should mean they're able to keep their value rolling with Welcoming Vampire. Yeah, there's the Bloodcaster again. That is what we need. Another life trigger, so found one. Obviously it doesn't trigger this turn, so we can't really do anything this turn, but... Well, and technically we can attack with Trelasara because if they block we can just save keeping it. Gives us that scry. Shouldn't have attacked. Lesson learned. Got to think about Gandra these days. Uh-oh, this is bad amount of value coming now. And we've lost our payoff for life gain due to a silly mistake. Okay. Don't really have a good attack right now. Obviously we can Suntail Squadron in their turn. We can only actually play out 4 of the Hawks. This is starting to get painful for us. Going to be lethal next turn from the opponent. Or it could be, if we didn't have this. Just what we needed. We need a mirror box, so we can tap that, this, and this. Put a mirror box in, and then start getting the Hawks out. The more we get out, the more power and toughness they get. So we can only put in 3. That is going to give us 3 human soldiers. Again, we could attack with Torrens and try and train up our soldiers here, but I genuinely think he's more value to us than the Welcoming Vampire is to the opponent right now. And they've got 3 of them. So the opponent has endless cards. So a meat hook would look very nice to them right now. That's an interesting play since they know we've got 4 Suntail Hawks in our hand. Okay, Rite of Oblivion for the mirror box, that's nasty. Makes me a lot less confident in how this game's going. I suppose, yeah. Okay, that's not particularly helpful. But we are due lands, I suppose. We've had 15 cards, 6 lands. Come on, opponent, you've won. I just want to play it out. You need to take so long after every cast. I'm not doing anything new here. We're just hoping for Mirror Box again, really, or the Guardian Evangel would work too. Maybe just get us a nice big hit. Problem is the opponent's got their Rite of Oblivion ready to go. I'm not interested in blocking that really. That's also not particularly helpful. It doesn't. I mean, all these do tap for land, tap for mana, but until I can tap Catilda, that isn't that helpful. I can't grow everything. So this could be a good game just on the spot. Yeah, okay. GG. Sort of ran out of steam a little bit there against the opponent's value, but we'll try again. We're 3 for 2 now. Okay, let's see if we can get that 4th win for this event. Not a brilliant hand. I mean, Mirror Box and 2 of these is funny, but we've got a Lifegain trigger and no Lifegain payoffs. So not particularly happy with that hand. Got no trigger, but we have got 1 payoff. It's hard to know what to ditch. I need to keep this to try and find us a Lifegain trigger. I think we'll get rid of this. Okay, we have found the Lifegain trigger, which is nice. So, and I think we can hold on to the sands to use it as an extra one. Oh, took tree line from the opponent. I wonder if they're using the snow properties of that. Probably not. Maybe more of the fact that you can search it up as a forest. Okay. Get our innkeeper down. Obviously leaves safekeeping open if we need it. Okay, very strange deck so far from the opponent. Double Revitalise. So we'll pop in our Trelasara. We don't need that at the moment. That's what we need. A little bit more to hit the opponent with. See if we're playing against a beginner new or something similar to that. Icing Death Froststar. Don't see those very often. Play out this Torrens. That gets our Trelasara to 5. I'll keep the land this time. Okay, opponent's not blocking. Definitely a different deck. I've never seen a Revitalize Icing Death combo before. More Arctic Tree Lines. Be very interested to see what the win condition of this deck is. Okay, Core Celebrant. Is it a Lifegain deck? Lifegain win con with an Icing Death? Very confusing. No attack with the Vigilant Flyer. Can't explain that. Okay, we knew that was coming. So I think we'll get the Voice of the Blessed down. Give us a couple of triggers for Innkeeper. Yeah, we'll take another Torrens because we've got a Mirror Box, which I'll put down this turn. Take a turn without keeping safekeeping open, see how much I regret that. But as the opponent is deploying stuff to the board, I can't see a sweeper coming. The only other thing would be a Fateful Absence, but Don't mind too much if I lose one of my payoff cards. Okay, swing without 80. I'll be a bit worried if the opponent blocks. Although I'm not entirely sure they know what they're doing. Double block. Now I'm especially not sure. Okay, fortifying draft. Guess I could have seen that coming. I mean, okay. I'm actually speechless. It takes a lot to make me speechless. Okay, let's try again. Okay, next game. I have noticed before that the games do get a bit easier once you've got 2 losses in these alchemy events or standard events. I mean, it must be something to do with the it pairs you against players that also have 2 losses and typically are playing, I guess, worse decks, but that last one was definitely an interesting one. Okay, so we haven't got either a Lifegain trigger or a payoff here, so I'm going to get rid of this hand. Okay, 4 Lifegain triggers with no payoffs, but I think it'll have to do. Be interesting to see if we draw our payoff here. So what's our odds? So we've got 8% chance twice, 16% each time. It's going up slightly, so it's not huge, but over 5 or 6 cards, hopefully we'll get at least one. Very sinister sleeves on the opponent. It's Edgar sleeves, I believe. Okay, we're playing against Lifegain to get our Tyrants down. At least we'll be gaining a whole bunch of life, hopefully creating a whole bunch of creatures, if nothing else. This has always been my biggest hate of the Lifegain decks, is that you need both the trigger and the payoff, and like trying to keep both, well, A, draw both, but B, keep both alive. It's just an absolute nightmare. You know, the one that's particularly good is the Angel. Can't remember what it's called. Oh, Righteous Valkyrie. That's the one. What opponent? Reading my mind like that. Because it's 4 toughness. It's, you know, it's got that bit of extra sustainability, and obviously it makes everything big after a certain point. So, yeah. But yeah, it's even that is such a destroy magnet. Okay, well, we've got plenty of mana going down here with our 6 humans, so we've got 9 available to us. So we can cast this in our opponent's turn, and then summon 5 hawks, or cast it in our turn and summon 5 hawks, which will give us a whole load of more human tokens. But obviously I would like a payoff. At least we're playing against the Lifegain deck, so I'm hoping that they don't have tons of removal either. Just be who can go wide or bigger quickest. No attack, not for now. I think we'll get the Suntail Squadron cast. Got to keep safekeeping now as well. Not that much, as I said, I think the opponent's got loads of removal. They've also got 3 triggers for every creature entering the battlefield, although sadly, much bigger creatures than us now. Don't quite have enough to tap Catilda as well. Okay. I'd like to only cast as many as still allows me to tap Catilda, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can cast 2 more of these. There we go. Okay. Void attack. Now we can put a counter on all of these creatures. I hope. Assuming my counting. Oh no, hold on. This isn't human, I've miscounted. I've only got. Oh no. Yeah, I counted Catilda and she needs to tap herself. I just noticed that I hadn't held priority at all then, so I can't do this. Oops. Yeah, I suppose. Can have one of my safekeepings, I've got another. Can't believe I messed that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, missing 1. Make a mess of this person's garden. Interesting. Guess it's so that they can use a removal of this next time. I'm not sure, but we've got plenty of life to spend. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we've got loads of these this time. And I'm going to do the Catilda in my turn because I want to attack and get the opponent's life below 27. Okay, here we go. No, we don't want to attack with those. Because this is a 4-4. I'm just giving away my Torrens, even though I have got another one. Okay, looking quite good. Let's just see if there's a board wipe coming. Thankfully not. It's going to put the opponent probably back above 27. 3, 4, 5. Yep. I mean, Lifegain versus Lifegain is pretty soul destroying. It's a good enough reason not to play Lifegain here, right here. At least this one is slightly more interesting. Great. Okay. So the opponent's got 2 blockers back. We've obviously got 6 2/2s. I'm not sure how good attacking here is, because we're not going to get the opponent below 27. Well, we need to only do 10, which we can do. Maybe it is worth it. If we attack on the ground, they've got 4 good blocks. Although this one will die, this one will die. Okay. I might attack with the Torrens as well, just to train all of these, as we have a spare one. And I can, only just still do Catilda. Flip me up. Didn't count because I assumed I had tons of mana, but actually only got 6 there. This whole thing would have been a bit of a fail if I hadn't managed to get through 4 of these and lower their life in that. Thing is, I assume the opponent will realise that none of their, well, they only got 2 profitable blocks on the ground now. If they're willing to let us get rid of both of their life gain triggers, that's nice. We're at 63 to 5, okay? opponent has got 2 Lifegain triggers left actually with their Valkyries, yeah, of course. But obviously we can take any damage they want to dish out for a while. And these are all going to be 5/5s next time. Opponent's found out my extra Torrens. But these are 4/4s too, which means the Valkyries become bad blocks. Yeah, it's looking like a win now, I think, but God, it's a bit of a slow one. Okay. Probably could attack with these as well. Might as well. Oh no, 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 no. It's very close to making exactly the same mistake again. Okay. Oh god. Well, it was a victory, but not without mine and the opponent's mistakes there. Let's try again. Okay, I've had my 5 wins to recover the entry fee at least, although it has been a little bit painful. Let's see if we can get 2 more wins and get to 7 with, what do we call this, Selesnya Lifegain tokens. Has been quite eventful. Okay, we have a trigger and we have a payoff. That's enough. What do we think? Oh god, please not Lifegain as well. Please not Lifegain as well. I'd rather even play against Naya Runes at this point. Hey, it's at least Selesnya enchantments. Okay, let's get our Trelasara down. Not right now. I think we probably need a bit more land. We've already got one of those. No, definitely don't want to attack. That's an interesting one. Going for Trelasara, I guess. Thankfully we have the safekeeping. Sadly, not quite in the position to take that either. First rune down for the opponent. Again, playing second. Gives them the ability to block. Well, could do. Okay, this is nice. Get this Trelasara nice and big. Yeah, we do want to land. One that gives the Lifegain trigger, even more so. Okay, got to try and get some damage done to this opponent, because they're going to definitely do the same to us next turn. It's normally about this point that a Runes deck starts going off, so Generous Visitor, not as worried about. Okay, they have got a way to take out Trelasara now. Unless, of course, they go for Torrens, but I doubt it. Yeah. Okay, so we've lost our payoff card. Guess I should have seen that coming. Should always use the scries really to dig for one more payoff card, probably. Trample, so okay, play the Blossoming Sands out. There's no point playing this as we only could play one of them. Might as well get in for 3, I suppose, because I'm not really going to want to be blocking with this, and I have to block because I'm going to die. Well, I'm going to die anyway. They're missing the Runeforge champion at the moment, which is our one saving grace. Choosing to put the counter on the creature that can't attack this turn. Could have killed off a generous visitor if they'd attacked with it there. Okay. Just putting these in for a bit of ball presence, really. I mean, gives us 6 damage in blocking as well. 8, sorry, because of the mirror box. So, yeah, not the worst card to pick up, but we really do need a Lifegain payoff before the opponent picks up the Reinforced Champion. Okay, I think we'll kill the Naturalist here. I think it's worthwhile. Although we're still taking 2, we don't want them life gaining with that forever, so unfortunately a land for us. No attacks. See if we can make this into some kind of surprise defense. Nope. Oh no. Both players top decking land. In this case, the opponent always gets there before we do. That's the rule of Magic. When you're both just top decking for one thing, for them it's a Runeforged Champion. For us, it's a Lifegain payoff. No, thank you. Opponent could attack you with their Cami. I'm not blocking everything, but they choose not to. We'll play out one of our Torrens, since we have the mirror box in play. And no attack. Hopefully the opponent top decks their entire deck full of land, but gives us a chance to get what we need. The problem is, even if we find our Lifegain payoff, all the Torrens triggers are going to go on the stack first, so we're not going to get the growth of our creature until we can find another creature. Hopefully an Evangel, but... Okay. Opponents hit at least one rune, which lets them just dig for more, basically. I'd say the opponent's probably hitting another rune or the Runeforged Champion about 1 in 3, so not great odds for us. Okay, there's our payoff creature. No attacks yet. The thing is, we have got quite a bit of life now, so even if they get a good attack in with the Cami, you never know, we might still be able to just about make it. Oh no, there's the Runeforged Champion. So runes are now free, and they start with 1. Just got to hope they don't draw more. Yeah, the lifelink on the Cami is nice for them. Very nice. But we won't be blocking it, obviously. Uh-oh. They're on the rune train. They're probably still only 1 in 3 to keep drawing them. I mean, they've got a whole load of lands left and other creatures. There we go. And so they can't keep drawing them forever. Yeah, they realise that I'm not going to want to block that. The third copy of Torrens. unfortunately, even with the thousands of triggers we're going to get, we're still not going to quite make our voice of the blessed big enough. Yeah, not worth attacking with anything else. Might give the opponent pause to think about what to do with their cami next though. Okay, that's one more rune pulled out for them. I mean, the opponent's nearly halfway through their deck, so it's not surprising they've managed to hit this many runes. Took one out the graveyard, makes sense, try and keep a higher density of them in their deck. Just gotta hope they don't draw more. Might have to block with my voice of the blessed it, although I'm one turn away from it becoming indestructible if we find a creature. So maybe we'll just chump for one of our Torrens. To be fair, we could even have to use Torrens, we can just use a whole bunch of these. That should leave us with enough life, even if they've got a funky trick. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's about 3,000 creatures. All we need now is the Catilda. Lets us turn all of these humans into more mana. A thing of beauty. Thank God this has vigilance. What a game this has been, honestly. Even if the opponent draws a rune here, they'll have to draw a few in a row for this to work out for them. Or a circle of the fourth circle of confinement for our voice of the blessed. That would also do it. But in 32 cards left, I've got to hope that isn't what they've got. I'm not sure what they could be thinking about here. They've only got 2 cards to choose from. The plays are pretty. It's either you win or you lose at this point. Land for the opponent. I'm guessing it's a land in their hand as well. GG, just about scraped through there. What was I down to 2 life at one point? Oof. Okay, that is win number 6. Just one more to go, and we can get to 7. Let's try again. Okay, final boss. Let's see if we can do this. Pyro Knight, game on. Okay. Trigger. Win con. Yeah. This is it. This is the hand of glory. It's going to take us to victory, this one. Come on, fish, now answer me. Yeah, we ain't got anything. Not for that. Not worth the risk. An untapped land would make it a perfect start, playing the plains first, but can't risk it. Right. Yeah, the 1 extra damage. This is where they've got a meat hook for 1. And I have massive regrets. No. Kaito.
With the right tools, it's like your defenses aren't
Okay. Try the Sara first. If they're going to use removal, I want them to use it on this. Yep. Just want more creatures at the moment, really. Do we mind if either of these get killed? Nah. They cost them a card, so it'll be worth it. I say cost them a card because of Kaito's +1. They'll have to discard if they don't attack with this first. Okay, we'll discard this Trelasara. Probably could have discarded the Catilda and attacked with this to clear the way, but don't know. Fed up of playing against this Grixis deck, to be honest. Okay, get this one down. Oh, very nice. There's a solution to this beast. Okay, might as well go all in at this point. No attacks. Not this turn. Sadly, I don't quite have enough land to tap Trelasara and cast Tamiyo, but can't be greedy. Unlike this opponent with their 6 cards to my 0. I guess 5 damage to everything, but that probably works out worse for them than us. Just the old hand emptier. Oh, we haven't got a hand anyway, so go nuts. Okay. Attack for lethal. There will be blocks, but definitely don't want more lands, thank you. What we would like is the Suntail Squadron, or whatever it's called. Because we could cast 3 of them, which might be enough to get us over the line. I don't know what sweepers, if anything, this deck would run. Not going to be, I mean, it's going to be Meat Hook, if anything, surely. There's no blood on the snow or anything like that. I think it was the flyer that got us this victory earlier. I think we're going to be relying on the same. Oh, we can't rely on the same. Need to find another one. Ah, there's another one. No, not going to settle for another. We've got enough triggers here that I can keep digging. Definitely one of those. I want either another one of these, or that. That's what I want. Protection from werewolves, not vampires, sadly. So they can clone this and make us discard things now, but who cares? We're never going to have a hand in this game again. Basically more Blood Tithe Harvesters and might be what gets us. They'll also be running Town Razor Tyrant, which can be a blocker for this as a flyer, but not a big enough one. I mean, they're getting 2 cards a turn, so they will find some answers. Just I don't actually think they have enough answers. Yeah, that's fine. Let some dig on the next turn again, though. if they put a stop here, they can't tap this yet anyway. Often what people are doing, I guess they're putting it in place early. Don't know. We're going to play this in our turn though, because we want to get this flying. Don't know whether it's worth killing Kaito off or not, if that is indeed an option for us. Come on, opponent. What is this? Not running counters. Alright, I mean, would be weird. Interesting choice. Kill off one of our non-human life generators. Good. Right, there we go. No more land, thank you. At least these just let us dig through our deck for the next thing. Ah, that'll do. Tap down the opponent's board. Now they need to remove both of these. Might as well play out the last one, I guess. Only gets us to 10 in the air, but I think I want to kill Kaito. I mean, I could put them on 2, but which is nice when you've got. Oh, there we go. They're not going to make me bother going through it. There's our 7 wins. Excellent. Let's see if I got any good prizes for this. The pain of having to play a Lifegain deck. I think I already had 4 of both of these now. Yeah, I mean it would have been nice, but still, 1,000 gold, worth having. Yeah, the deck was it was not too painful to play, and it's obviously not too bad if you can get to 7 wins in a standard event. But yeah, it was enjoyable. I think I'll fall back to it every now and then end up getting my either my Lifegain trigger or my life win con removed, and then get frustrated with it and never play it again. But it was fun while it lasted, and did manage to get 7 wins in the end. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got any comments about how I could have played it better, or similar decks utilising the Suntail Squadron that I could have a look at, please let me know in the comments. Until next time.